why are so many people experiencing anxiety and depression in America?
You got the heaviest questions. Anxiety and depression in America, I look at that at a lot of different levels as well. I think about our culture, first of all. The Western culture, not just in America, but Americans, I think we have a corner in this market. This fast-paced, technologically complicated, gotta have it all, do it all right now culture that we live in is almost a recipe for anxiety. There's very few people who can escape. From the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to bed at night, most people are caught up in this system. You're running, you're struggling, you gotta get up, you gotta go, you feed the kids, you get and you never get a chance to just be, to be still and to rest. That's where the meditation becomes important. So anxiety, absolutely, we're anxious. And then the other part that feeds into that anxiety, this whole culture of competition as opposed to cooperation. You know, we gotta be better, I think about even children. What happened to kindergarten, pre-K, early K, all these, you know, we force children into achieving and at very early ages, they can't even be kids anymore because they have to produce and you got to, every moment of your life and you're thought to, okay, again, conditioned to believe that if you're not doing something, you're nothing. So your value comes from what you do. When I'm in cultures or in environments, people like, the first thing like, what do you do? Oh my God, my husband, he's funny. When people ask him that, he says, oh, I'm a garbage collector, right? No, he's not. I'm telling you. And people, you can see them slowly. It's just insane. Nothing has to do with who we are as people. So I think that whole culture of competition, and then you look at social media, you're looking at people who, you know, whose lives aren't really what they're portraying in most cases, but you're comparing yourself. You're looking through that lens, you're saying, I'm not measuring up. So you're anxious, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, I gotta put this content out, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. It's like, no, just be. But our culture doesn't allow that. The Western world does not allow that, right? Okay, so that's one reason. Depression, I think, also stems from thinking you need to be somewhere or do something that you're not. I think when you accept yourself 100%, all of your gifts, all of your limitations, self-acceptance comes first. If I'm accepting and loving myself, I don't really have that much time to be depressed. Now, let's be honest. There's something called clinical depression. Some people they have a chemical imbalance in the brain. I can't explain it because I don't understand it myself, but it's said that, like, you think about chemical imbalance, I don't want to dismiss anyone who suffers from a true clinical depression. No, that's real. There's something called seasonal affective disorder. You know, sometimes in certain seasons, people get depressed. There's situational depression. Your mom died, my mom died. I'm going to be depressed, obviously, but after a certain time, you know, we don't label that. You know, so depression, I think, stems largely from our perceptions. What is not right? What is wrong? You know, if I'm thinking about where I'm not, and I'm thinking about what I need, I'm thinking about I don't have this and have that. I've been to Africa many times. It's rare for me to see a person in Africa depressed. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Again, they're surrounded with culture. They have community. They're not there alone. You know, there's no competition. Everyone's helping and supporting each other. You know, where's the time for depression? And this is going to sound a little bit off, but depression sometimes for me is a disease of affluence. When you have a whole lot and, you know, why are people in America depressed if you're depressed about your circumstance and your situation? You have everything. They look at me like, you can go home and just pluck that money off your tree. What are you sad about? If I had what you have, well, anyway, I know it's a complicated question, and that's a little bit of a, you know, I'm just giving my take on why people are depressed in America. I think America gives you a lot of reasons to be depressed. We can always go back to the racial discrimination. That's a source of depression. Also, that's also very real. Again, some people don't even recognize it, and some people don't even acknowledge that it exists. But when you become aware, you know, of the forces that are against you, it's a source of depression also. But I think self-love, self-acceptance, that's what I help people to work, you know, to work on. Yeah, depression doesn't have a chance easily to escape in when you can look at life more realistically and you can look at things from a perspective of, I am enough already. I am enough. What else do I need to do?
Well, let me hear you say mountain, mountain.